Okay. Hi, guys. I made it. I actually made it. We have had such a ride here for the last couple days. Um, we have had ice, we have had snow, we have had power lines down, we have had internet down, and it is nuts. Okay, we'll make sure. Oh, you know what? Let me check the settings. Okay, can y'all hear me okay? All right. Um, yeah, Facebook is having trouble. Okay, kind of figured that. Let's see who else here. Sue's here. Hi, Sue. Donna is here. I just got a package off the mailman picked it up this afternoon. Ronnie is here back in northeastern Arizona. Monica from Durand. Hello, hello. Charlene, welcome. Linda, my Michigander buddy. Yeah, you know what? We got first time I went out was like 3 o'clock yesterday morning, and we just got it back this afternoon, late this afternoon, and our internet has been gone too. So it's wow. I got lots of sewing done though. We do have a big generator that covers the whole house. The only thing I cannot do on it is my computerized sewing machines. For those of you who don't know, you should never put a computerized sewing machine on a generator, okay? It will blow the motherboard out. I didn't do it, but a friend of mine did. Yeah, it wasn't nice. Deb, thanks for contacting me. I really, really appreciate it. And Gina's here from Mount Vernon, Washington. Pam from Maine. Um, this one was real hard to find. Was at the end of many new programs for April on my feed. Deb, you're absolutely right because I did put all the new ones up over the weekend. Judy says, I wonder if Kathy has power. Yeah, there sure was a nice storm here. It lasted 2 days. And Nancy, we did make it. Um, Ken cut the generator up. Yeah, he's pretty good. Actually, we're very, very lucky. We're one of the few here that have the Generac whole house generator that just automatically kicks in. Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, even the internet was out here too, which is really, really odd. But I'm happy to see you guys. Tiffy's happy to see you. I don't know if you can hear her. Um, what have I got going on here? I haven't even looked yet. So, whoops, I can't use that light. So I'm going to use this one. I'm not quite. Oh, that's what it is. Our son is here plowing. She hates the snow plow. I feel so bad for that guy. He's been plowing for days. Okay, here we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Oh, yeah. And the little ones downstairs are going at it too. Oh, Ronnie, I'm happy to see you too. Deb's happy to see you. Guys, you make me feel good. You really do. You really do. Okay, so today we are going to work on F3, and that's this guy right here. And yeah, I actually am prepared. Well, I'm not cleaned up, but I'm prepared. Okay. Just guess what I just dropped? Hopefully something I won't need. My seam ripper. Let's see if we can find this guy on the quilt, okay? And that's next week's. That's last week's. So that means this one is this week's. Okay, there we go. This is the one we're going to look at today. Pretty, isn't it? And we could even, if we wanted to, we could even kind of, I don't know what the word is, but we could make it prettier yet, I guess, by putting the lines in. Now, the only thing I don't have, guys, is I've got to go grab my quilt square. Hang on. All righty. Got 'em. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start at the center of the motif. Okay. Um, we'll start here and then we're gonna move around. Now, what I planned on doing is I'm gonna make these components just a little bit bigger here. But let's pull out the first one. These are the 2 that we're going to use for this. It's going to be the Spinifex Feather 8 and the feathers. Do you wanna get online? Okay, okay, okay. The girls say hi. Yeah, he's gonna try and get caught up. He's got city work to take care of and unfortunately hasn't been able to because of the weather. You know what? In all the years I've lived here, and it's been a few, I won't tell you how many, I have never seen a storm like this up here. Never, ever, ever. Wow. Yeah. I thank you, Donna. I want to take a deep breath here. Our daughter lives out in the woods. She was on her way home from work and she called and said, "Oh my gosh." She said the sun coming through the ice on the trees is absolutely spectacular. And it is. It looks like diamonds shining in the night. It really does. And the trees are all bowing their heads today. I suppose just glad that they are still standing. So let's go ahead and start with this little guy in the center. And what we're going to need is we're going to need our 8-point crosshair ruler, which I have right here. I have a lot of scraps here too. And I'm going to put on a little more light. Is that? Hi, Sandy. Hi, Evelyn. Dee Dee's here too. Hi, Dee Dee. Is this angle good for you guys? It's kind of a different angle this time. I thought I'd try. Here we go. Okay. We might be doing this on 2 different pieces, I'm really not sure, but we're gonna do it. Okay. Whoops. There we go. There's one way, and we're gonna make the crosshair come this way. All of our churches were closed this weekend. We had I will tell you one thing, the emergency services around here are absolutely amazing. We had some churches open up as warming shelters and a place to get a hot cup of coffee and charge your devices if you needed to. Red Cross was here. FEMA's on their way. Um, they're really helping out. And the people in our community, those who do have generators and stuff, are warmly opening up to those who didn't. I'm very proud to live here. Okay, here we go. That's all we need. That's all we need is 8 points. Now, this is the Feather 8 Spinifex, and it seems to me not too long ago we used this one on something. I can't remember what. I'm not gonna take the largest one tonight. I am going to use the 4.5 inch. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and use the 4.5 inch, and then I may switch to the other piece, simply because this is a big design, guys, and I don't know how much room I'm gonna have here. There we go. And it's very simple. Yeah, it's very simple, except I'm starting in the wrong place. Okay, I'll start this again. Okay, I'm going to line my template up. All right. We're not going to start in the center like we normally do. What we're going to do is we're going to start at A, go around, come to the center, come back up to B, then we're going to twist. That is one of several ways that we can stitch this out. If we want to, we can go ahead and start from the bottom, stitch up and back to B, and then stitch down and stitch back up to B. Now, the only thing I don't like about doing it in that orientation is that we have this one rotation with A to B stitched twice. If, however, we start at A, okay, and I'm going to put this way because I want you to see how we need to line this up. We need to have our center line lined up on the top and on the bottom, and our horizontal line lined up on our crosshair. Then I'm going to go ahead, put my foot down, and pull my bobbin thread up. While I'm doing this, I'm being exceedingly careful not to move that template. Okay, down it goes. This really is one of my favorite templates. All right, I have great big boots on. There we go. I don't want to even try and sew with those on. All righty, here's my one stitch in place. My smaller stitches are coming around. We're going to come down to center, and we're going to come back up to B. And we're going to stop with our needle down. Now, again, this is just a practice piece, so I'm going to cut those threads off. There we go. So next thing I want to do is I want to twist my template. When I twist my template, what is important? And you know what? There are a few things that are pretty important. One, we want to have our foot seated properly at the A. You'll see that there's an edge line here on the template, and your previous line of stitches should fall right there. The A vertical should, or the vertical Center should line up on your reference line 2. Our horizontal center or our horizontal, I'm sorry, this is not a center. Our horizontal line should go ahead and line up nicely on our reference line. And here we go. Again, taking that stitch in place, keeping those stitches just a little bit smaller. Into the center we're going to go, and I'm going to stop there. Now, the reason I'm going to stop there is because I want to show you something that's a little different than what's on the design, but something that you may want to add to it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to twist my template until this line of stitching falls right on the edge of the template. And I'm going to come around and I'm going to stitch up until I hit the top of my rotation. And now I'm going to come back. It's a little different than the embellishment that we showed last time, but it's pretty. And stop with your foot down. I wasn't supposed to go that far, guys. Oh well, that's okay. We can. Isn't that nice? It's one of those things we can. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some testing. Here I am, a quarter of an inch. It's going to be perfect. Now I'm going to come all the way up to A and back to B, unless I want to put another embellishment in. So let's go ahead and put the embellishment in again, just because it's pretty. We're going to come over to A and stop and go back. If the A is not perfectly suited to the foot, in other words, if we come to A just a stitch or two before the foot hits this area, go with the A. Don't worry about it overlapping here. I stop with my needle down. Okay, let's see who else is here. Oh, Linda, it's a beautiful sunny day in El Paso. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. We have the sun shining here too today. Well, for part of the day anyway. Brenda, welcome. And Jean made it. Jean, nice to see you too. Dee Dee, Lisa made it. Hi, Lisa. Okay, let's see where we're at. There's some other comments here that I'll go ahead and take a look at. Dee Dee said, oh, okay. Priscilla's here. Hi, Priscilla. Okay, yeah. Well, I think we've got everybody here almost. Okay, let's go ahead and put one more embellishment in here. I apologize for my voice. It's a little on the scratchy side today. And here we go. Keeping those stitches a little shorter because we are going on a curve. Isn't this pretty? And it's so easy to do. You know, that's the great part about it. We can really make a lot of beautiful embellishments quite easily. Okay, we're going to come around here, line ourselves up again, and this time I'm going to go over to A, and only come back to B like we talked about earlier. Again, I'm going to stop. Now, I'm very fortunate. My foot is nestled in there nicely. But if it wasn't, I still would stop on that previously stitched line. We want to make it cleaner. We're going to come back to B and we're going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and twist over to A, lining my template up right there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down to B and to the center. I want to point something out. You'll see in this area right here, my stitches are just a little bit longer. And right here, they're back to where I like them to be. And you can see a definite difference between here and here as far as the choppiness of the stitches looks. And I'm going to stop in the center, take my template out, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the camera down because I think that this is really worth looking at. There we go. Just a little bit further. There we go. So what I'm talking about is right here. These stitches, there we go. These stitches just look a little choppier. Look at how smooth they look when they're smaller. And all of these other stitches being smaller, they give the illusion of, of this radius, I think that's the word I'm looking for, to look so much smoother, don't they? There we go. I'll go ahead and put this back on. I'll leave you down here for a minute or two so you can see. All right. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you guys have a really good point of view there. Take your time. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I know I'm not the only one who says it. And we're going to come back over to B and stop there. And you can see we can do this one way. We could do this like 3 different ways within the one motif. And what I like here is when we get around to this side, you're gonna notice that all of these etched lines are going to be lining up. And to me, this is the important one right here where A and B meet. That is the one that we want to keep nice and clean. There we go. And I'm gonna come back to B. We'll have one more to put in. I'm going to go ahead and stop at B with my needle down. And I'm going to line up. There we go. If you want to double check, you can take your spacing gauge, come here, and it looks like I need to move it just one little bit here, about a hair's width. Now the key is to come right over and skim this line of stitching, which we have done. Yay! We did it, guys. We did it. All right, here we go. So we have got our center motif in, and it's kind of a big one. If you look at the directions here, or should I say the lookbook, you can see that that center one is a little bit large compared to everything else. Okay? What I want to do next is this fellow. Alrighty. What I used for this guy, I'm going to go ahead and put him back. What I used for him, and you can see I made him bigger. Now, the reason I made him bigger is because with an embroidery program such as this, what you can do is you can go ahead and put those shapes in and then make them any size you want, right? Well, with templates, we don't have that luxury. Okay. So what I did was I just got the basic shape of this. Pretty basic shape, I should say. And I just went ahead and made it. So let's see what we can do. And after I did this, I was thinking, I'll bet you I could make it just with number 3 and number 2 and just moving them around so that they looked like they were supposed to. One thing we need to do first, though, is we need to find where we're going to connect. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my 4-inch arc, if I can find it. I was using my starter sampler set today, drawing out designs, some new goodies for you. Okay, so let me see if it's in here. Okay, not in there. So maybe it is. You guys would not believe the piles of stuff I have on here. I even had my pencils out today. I was using them as well. Okay, I found it. Whew, that's a scary thought. That's my favoritist. I don't want to lose that one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I got from one space to another. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you on this, and I'm going to pull up another square to actually stitch out the feathers, okay? So what I did was I took my 4-inch arc. I want to come out right between these petals. So I went ahead and pulled my thread up. Make sure I've got you in view here. Now what I'm going to do, I don't want to end up over here. Okay. Don't want to end up over here. Want to end up over here. So I am going to take this fella, make one stitch in place. There we go. Now remember, this is a curve, so we're going to keep it really nice and short with the stitches. I'm going to stop here with my needle down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around this way. And come up. I want to show you that again. I'm going to come around on the other side. And again. And other than I made a little boo-boo on here when I started out stitching, but otherwise you can see how nice and soft that curve is, how well that works. And you can do this with any one of the arcs. okay? The 4-inch arc just happens to be the one that, well, I'm not supposed to have a favorite, but if I did, oh goodness, is this one a mess? That's okay, we'll figure it out. I don't even have the iron on. Okay, no worries. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and bring that angle up here. I'm gonna raise you up a little bit. 'Cause I know you prefer it up here. Hi, Maureen from Kansas. And KP's here from Kansas. Kelly's here from Arizona. And Ann Satterwhite, welcome. Carla made it from Oklahoma City. Linda said it's a beautiful sunny day in El Paso. I think she told me that before, though. Oh, welcome. It is so good to have you guys here. It really is. And Lee is here as well. Let me get these links up for you guys too. I so much appreciate you all using the links. Okay, here we go. And there's the one link I'm getting up here. And this is going to be the feathers. Yep. Okay. I'll make sure I've got the right link here. And there's the feathers and Spinifex feather. There it is. And the Spinifex feather. So we've got two sets of templates today that we're doing. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to next week or tomorrow try and have the discount code and the link in the ticker. So maybe it'll make it easier for everyone. All right. Now, in order to make this, what I ascertained is that this needs to be straight. Or should I say, does it really need to be straight? It's straight in the design. So I'm going to go ahead and make that straight. Okay. And first thing I'm going to do is grab a ruler and make a straight line. How long does this line be? I don't really know how long it has to be. But you know what? That's the joy of using these rulers that we can get rid of with just a wipe of our iron. I'm sorry. This is a headset that I'm using tonight instead of my regular set. And so it's just a little bit in my way all the time. Okay. And we're going to get these guys out of the way. So I'm so happy I was able to get here. All right, here's our feather set. Now, our feather set comes with these really big 5-inch 5-inch feathers. Yeah, that's the center. Okay. We're not going to use this one. It's too big. Um, could we use it? You know, if you wanted to, yes, you could. Absolutely. I'm just going to choose not to today. If you're making this edge to edge design, or should I say the um, similar design, and you have a big quilt, there is no law saying you can't go with a bigger spinifex 8. You can go really big. And what you're gonna notice, and I'm gonna bring that piece of paper back in here, with the piece of paper I was using, I did go big. I went really big. Here we go. I used the 7.5-inch Spinifex Feather 8 right here. I've got do a 5.5 inch. 5.5 inch would be a great size if you're doing a lap quilt, maybe even a single quilt, definitely a baby quilt. You'd even want to get smaller than this. But don't be afraid to make these designs larger or smaller depending on the size of the quilt you're using. Because even at this size, which is the biggest, you are staying well within your batting rating. And if you're not familiar with what batting rating is it is a suggestion by the batting company as to how close your stitching lines should be in order to maintain the integrity of your batting through the wash machine and dryer. In other words, if you have a batting rating of 3.5 to 4 inches, you'll want your stitches to be no more than 4 inches apart in order to make sure that it doesn't get lumpy. The batting doesn't lump up when you're washing and drying it. Now, with that said, I'm going to be honest with you, I have yet to have a quilt have the batting bunch up. It's just never happened. It really hasn't. There is a product out there, Thermore. You can go up to 9 inches between your lines of stitching before the batting starts, before the batting could bunch up or as big as the batting company will honor any problems. So, if you want to go bigger than that, my suggestion would be go ahead and put some even 4-inch spaced solid lines of stitching in there behind your motif. It will be fine. Okay. But you should know what your batting is rated before you start stitching. I think it's important. And remember, nothing is absolute. There is nothing in this world that is absolute. Okay, so on the one that we did the sample, I used the 4-inch, 3-inch, and 2-inch. What I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 4-inch and see if we can make a smaller one just with a 3 and 2-inch, but still use approximately the same number of feathers on here. Okay. Ah, yes. Lee, thank you. Me too. I'm happy. I can get on and see what all my friends are up to. Alice is here from Colorado. Welcome, Alice. It's good to have you here. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Going to set this over here on the other side. I was working today on a special project and I can't wait to show you guys. So excited. So excited. You know what? I have a hard time not telling you because you're all my friends and I want to tell you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put myself down on the line and pull my bobbin thread up. Now, if you have issues or if you are uncomfortable with feathers, which I still am somewhat, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Sometimes they still intimidate me. The one who has got such great education out there with feathers is Kate Quinn. She's awesome with feathers. Her classes are awesome. Don't hesitate to take them. You will be glad you did. You definitely will not be sorry. And here I go hitting that doggone thing again. Uh, Ronnie, you are welcome. Ronnie says, thank you for the information regarding the batting. She says, I learned something new today. And yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, Kate has some great feather classes out there. One thing I love about our So Steady University is once we have the class purchased, it's ours for life. So you can do it more than once. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about that the other day. Geez, I want to do that class again. Just what her feathers class because it was an awesome, awesome class. And because it would make a great wall hanging and this time do it in spring colors, you know? So what I'm doing is I'm coming around. I've got myself lined up. Oh, and guess what? We're going to have to lift that foot up just a hair. Going to, there we go. You'll notice I let the football fall back to the top of the fabric. And we're going to come back to center. There we go. Now I'm going to come back up to where I've got my little arrow. I do like that arrow. And I'm going to stop with my needle down. I have made my first feather. Doesn't that look beautiful? I hope they all look beautiful. Oh, goodness. I'm going to move this, guys, because otherwise I'm going to keep doing that, and it's going to hopefully hopefully it's not making you crazy. There we go. Okay, so there is our feather. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my template up. I am right here, and what I want to do is move my template straight up. However, and there's always going to be that, however, if you do not want you to have a space here, what you're going to want to do is turn that template, and that's going to close up some of this space here. So when you get here, what you're going to see is it's really going to close it entirely. And how do I know that? I know that because when I hold my spacing gauge here, here is my 1/4 of an inch right here. It's not up here, it's down here. If I straighten this template up, my feather will end higher up the spine. And that's going to be right about here if I keep it at this angle. And you know what? That's where I want it. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to go ahead and make my second feather. And I'm going to come down. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And now we're going to come back up to that high point where my arrow is. We're going to stop with the foot down. What do you think? I think it looks good. I really think it's coming along. So now again, here we go. That's where I had it before. I'm going to move it up and I'm going to twist it in. And now I'm going to use my spacing gauge. I want it to come to about here. Now, one of the things I want to do too is I want it to be a little shorter. See how these two guys pretty much are on the same level playing field, right? So if I come here and I come straight up, even though I'm moving this, it's still the bulb bulbous end of the feather is still going to line up with these guys. I want it to come in a little further. So in order to make that happen, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate my feather, and it's going to come in right about here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it a little further towards the spine. Now, when I do that, I want you to see that this really affects where the feather is going to end on the spine, and it's going to be way up here. Well, I don't want it way up there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to twist it again so that it comes to about here. So I've moved it in and I've twisted it. So here we go. This feather is going to be smaller. And I'll come back out and stop at the top. And you see how now it's starting to come in a little bit. I think I need to switch now to my smaller template. I think we have used up all of the arrows that we can on that one. So now I'm coming to my 2-inch. Now, with the 2-inch, I can come out a little further again. Let me show you. Come over here. If I put it like this, okay, if I line myself up like this, we have to assume, no, we don't assume because what we know, what is fact, is that this arrow is going to be that wide. So if we do, how much bigger or smaller it's going to be as this depends on where we line it up. If we line up, and I'm not sure what this arrow is doing here, so I'm going to take it off, okay? I want you guys to see this. There is a line right here. If the edge of this line lines up with this previous rotation, what's going to happen is our feather is going to be approximately 1/4 of an inch inside towards the spine. So I'm going to go halfway because I really want to try and get this triangle effect. I'm going to look where the spine, where it's going to meet the spine. Okay, I want it to come down just a little further. So I'm going to go ahead and there we go. Okay, so here we go. And come back up. I'm going to stop again at the highest point, and I'm going to pull my template up, and this will be my last feather, and I want it to come in right about there. Okay. There we go. Now, if I really wanted to put another one, I could, but this would definitely be a partial. And this would be like a finial on the top. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down. I'm going to stop there. I know I have a 12-inch arc around here. Now I'm going to stitch down to the bottom of my feathers. Right there. Here we go. And we come all the way to the bottom. And we're going to repeat this on the other side. It's a pretty looking feather, isn't it? Gotta get my bigger feather out here. Mm, there it is. Okay. So now we are back. Make sure that your stable tape is on the down side. I just really struggle with that some days. Do these feathers have to match perfectly? The answer to that is no, they do not. Um, I'm not huge on symmetry, okay? If you are, that's okay. You're allowed to be. And if you are, you will want to practice that. And if you are, I really admire you. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a, well, very hometown, very low key, very, um, I'm not high maintenance, I guess is the way you would put it. So if the feathers don't match perfectly, I'm okay with that. I really am. Oops. I want to do that. There we go. Watch, they'll all match up, not intentionally, trust me. Okay, so here's our second feather. And you may notice the slower I stitch, the slower I move my hands. It's a balance. It's a dance. I really like to call it a dance. And your hands are partners, are dance partners with your foot. The foot that is on your presser foot. Everybody is working together here. Okay. And up we're going to go to our high point again. Now we're going to switch to our smaller feathers. Using my spacing gauge. There we go. To come up to my highest point. I'm going to move up. Now what I want to do is I want to be right there. Oh my gosh, guys. That couldn't have turned out better if I tried. And come down here. and come back for the sake of consistency. So let me show you what we've done here. Could I have done better? Well, I can always do better, guys. All right, here we go. There it is. What do you think? Okay. Sue asks, where do you find the notes you have in binder, please? Sue, I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Oh, thank you, Lee. Okay, Sue, that is the lookbook. Okay, so where you can find that is to go to sostay.com, go to the university, or no, I'm sorry, you go to sostay.com. Let me pull it up for you, okay? Products, embroidery, and for this particular one, this is the edge to edge design. So you're looking for the edge to edge embroidery, edge to edge collection one. Let me bring that up. Okay. And then you're going to have an option for digital lookbook. If you choose the digital lookbook, Sue, you will be able to download it and print it out free of charge. Okay? Does that help? All right. So basically, what we have looked at are the components. And these components are the same. The only thing that changes is the size. The only component we have not looked at is this one right here. And I'm going to show you how to do that. At least I hope I'm going to show you how. Okay, so we need that feather back. And I'm going to take a little bigger one this time. To make it's a beautiful shape. I love this. It just would be so much fun. Oh, Dee Dee, thank you. I don't I look at them and I see, well, this could have been improved right here. This could have come out a little further, which would have pushed this one out a little further. And, I am somewhat critical of my own work, but aren't we all? All right. So let's go ahead and make that shape. And we're going to do it with a feather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start right here at the inside point. I'm going to go ahead and put my needle down. Now, take my stitch in place and make that gorgeous, beautiful curve. I'm going to stop at the highest end of the curve or the highest point, the center. Okay. All right, take that off. Well, I thought I had it. There we go. I have got an 80 weight thread in my bobbin. Now I'm going to tell you what, I love it. What I did was I just twisted the template so that I will stop right here. Okay. Stop with my needle down. This way. And we're gonna go there we go. Gonna go right off almost. And there's the shape. Is that cool or what? Hi, Nancy. Oh, so nice to see you. Dee said to Carla, can I show this, Dee? We need to learn to be gracious. We are in the minority, so the majority wouldn't see a mistake if it hit them with a vase in the face. You know what? You're absolutely right, Dee. And what I tell my students, if somebody criticizes something that they find on the quilt, I tell my students that you tell them to just back off. It's not your quilt. It's not your mistake. So back off. Oh, isn't that a nice shape? Boy, that could be used in so many different things. But that is it. That is these shapes in different sizes. Now you know how to put them together, and you can put them together just exactly like the lookbook shows, or you can put them together in any configuration you like. That is what is so awesome about what we do here. You know, the creativity is yours. It really is. I just give you the tools for it. And I hope that you enjoy the tools. I enjoy bringing them to you. I love being here with you guys. So I will be back tomorrow night. And tomorrow night oh, I've got a little surprise. My artistic curve iris templates came in. So tomorrow night, we are gonna work with our artistic curve iris templates. Okay, Dee Dee asks, "Where do you find 80 weight quilt or 80 weight thread?" The 80 weight thread I use is Deco Bob, and it is from Wonderfil Thread. So you should ask your local quilt shop if they have it. If they don't, ask them to carry it. And if they cannot, and some shops would opt not to carry it, and that's fine. But you can go to Wonderfil on the computer and order it that way. They are an awesome company. I love working with them, and I am sure that they will help you out in any way possible. Oh, Linda, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna stay warm up here. Hopefully, oh, hopefully the weather changes. We're gonna actually have a 1 or 2 day reprieve, and then we've got another snowstorm working its way to us. So it just seems like we've gotten the whole winter in the month of March and the beginning of April. Um, Dee Dee says they don't, and they don't, and likely won't. They're purists. I'm really not sure what. Oh, okay. Dee Dee, I'm really not sure I understand that, but that's okay. Dee Dee says, "I know Wonderfil. I do have some of their threads I've accumulated over the years." And Dee Dee, what do you think of them? I hope you're gonna say good things. I do. I use confetti. I use spaghetti. I love the names of their threads. They are just awesome. But okay, so she said, "If it's poly, you won't find it in their store." So you're talking about your local store there, I assume. Yeah. I really, really like working with them. So anyway, now that I've squirreled off of tomorrow, on Wednesday morning for Coffee with Kathy, Nancy has Deco Bob. You love it. Oh, that's awesome to hear because I do love it too. Um, Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, Coffee with Kathy. We're going to do the Spinifex Curly Cues, guys. I hope we could come up with some really new and fun things. Tomorrow we've got our Hearts and Circles class, and then 6 o'clock I'll meet you here with Artisan Curves the Iris. Lisa loves Deco Bob as well. I love it. I think it is a superior product, and I don't normally, I'm really not supposed to talk names, but I do anyway. Well, guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate y'all being worried about me. I can't believe it. Just blew my mind when I got Deb's message. I'm glad, though, that we had a chance to get together tonight. I really would have missed it greatly if we hadn't. Oh, you're welcome, Ronnie. And we will see you tomorrow night, I hope. And if not, Wednesday morning. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And you will remember that we will have these videos on the YouTube channels, the So Steady and the 906 Quilting channel. Facebook will only keep them for 30 days. So if you like what we're doing, go ahead and subscribe to those channels. It really helps us out. So until we meet again, let's quilt.